Well, thank you, Vice Chairman Klobuchar, members, and distinguished witnesses. Free market capitalism and science are revolutionary forces that can change the world for the better. George Mitchell, the founder of my hometown, the Woodlands, Texas, and a noted philanthropist and environmentalist, first combined hydraulic fracturing, which uses pressurized liquids to break rocks and release the natural gas and oil trapped within, and horizontal drilling. This combination has turned the world of hydrocarbons upside down. In the winter of 1977 and 78, President Carter warned that the United States could exhaust its supply of natural gas in 2 generations. In response, Congress passed legislation to limit the use of natural gas in industry and electricity generation. Even as recently as 2012, President Obama incorrectly warned that with only 2% of the world's oil reserves, we can't just drill our way to lower gas prices, not when we consume 20% of the world's oil. Yet, as he was making those dated remarks in his weekly radio address, America was experiencing an energy revolution. In recent years, fracking and horizontal drilling have greatly increased the potential supply of natural gas and oil in the United States. Consequently, America does not need to import liquefied natural gas and is reducing its dependence on foreign oil outside of sources among our friendly neighbors, Canada and Mexico. In April's annual Energy Outlook of 2014, the Energy Information Administration projected that domestic crude oil production will increase from 6.5 million barrels per day last year to 9.6 million barrels per day in 2020, a production level not seen since 1970. Moreover, the import share of U.S. petroleum and other liquid fuels will fall to about 25% during the last half of this decade. Indeed, the U.S. can become a major exporter of LNG. Fracking and other improvements in production technology have opened vast stores of domestic oil and natural gas and have lowered production costs. In light of recent developments in Ukraine and Iraq, increased U.S. production of both oil and natural gas will make our economy far less dependent on costly and unreliable oil imports and will mitigate the prices of both oil and natural gas if this White House does not interfere or attempt to slow down domestic production. America's energy revolution has also created tens of thousands of well-paying jobs during a disappointing economic recovery. These jobs cover the entire spectrum, from the unskilled to the highly skilled, and are a new source of employment for minority workers across the country. And as the energy workforce ages out, even more opportunities will occur for workers of all skills. Of course, more American-made energy means more American-made tax revenues for communities, states, and the federal government. With the exception of individual tax receipts, the energy industry is now America's second largest taxpayer. So more natural gas production in America helps to balance the budget and fund necessary services to families who need assistance. Despite the natural gas and oil revolution, some people prefer renewable, zero-emission energy sources such as wind, solar, and geothermal power. Renewable fuels should be encouraged, but none of these green energy technologies has yet to demonstrate sufficient economies of scale to compete with fossil fuels as a major energy source without dependence on significant taxpayer subsidies, regulatory mandates, and tax preferences. While future technological breakthroughs are possible, as of today, green energy cannot compete affordably with traditional energy in the free market. Developing countries have rejected the siren song of green energy, and many developed countries that embraced it, such as Germany and Japan, are backing away from their earlier commitments. Some environmentalists continue to press for their preferred source of energy, even though natural gas can reduce greenhouse gas emissions more quickly and at less cost. Artificially supporting current green energy technology takes money away from the development of new green technologies that could be more competitive with fossil fuels on their own merits. The U.S. legal and regulatory regime for international trade in oil and natural gas, as well as a continuing mindset in some quarters, are stuck in a time of import dependency. But the United States now is in a position to export natural gas, petroleum products, and even high-quality light crude oil. We must adapt our mindset and our rules accordingly. We must do so for the sake of the domestic economy, the stability of world oil and gas prices, and geopolitical stability. The administration has been slow rolling drilling permits, licenses for LNG export terminals, and approvals for deliveries to countries that do not have a free trade agreement with the United States, meaning all but 20 countries none of which is in Europe. The fracking revolution has both profound economic and geopolitical implications. Fracking has the potential to increase alternative sources of supply in North America and reduce the world's dependence on supply from North Africa and the Middle East. Exports of domestically produced LNG and refined petroleum products can also alleviate Europe's dependency on Russia. The fracking revolution is a win for everyone involved. Domestic natural gas and oil production is igniting an industrial renaissance in the United States, especially in industries that are energy intensive or use natural gas and oil as feedstock, and is creating tens of thousands of high-paying jobs for middle-class American workers. With that, Madam Vice Chairman, I look forward to the testimony of today's distinguished witnesses.